Welcome everybody back to Whiskey Words and Wisdom. Oh man, it's been a minute. We've got Don here.
What up?
Jenna.
What's up?
And we've got a very special guest, Tasha. What's up, y'all?
Yay!
Hey,
All the way from Canada.
Canada in the house.
I've actually never been to Canada.
That's a sensitive word for me right now.
A minute into the episode, y'all. 1 minute in.
Listen. Tasha's already, she's heard the whole thing, so we're good. We don't need to talk about anything. But Tasha, what part of Canada are you from?
I'm actually from a really small town called Prince George.
Oh,
so
okay.
the closest hub would be Vancouver.
The West Coast.
That sounds like a very Hallmark, you went to what's it say it again, the city?
Yeah, Prince George. It's pretty small. It's like under 80,000.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So it is a small town. Have you been there your whole life?
Yeah, no, I moved away for a bit, but I was born here. But the thing is, you don't spend a life in traffic. That is my favorite part about it.
Yeah, not like LA where to get 5 miles is an hour. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and you can drive to a lake 5 minutes anywhere.
Oh, word?
I could drive to the beach 5 minutes. I'm actually in Orange County, so I don't have to deal with that
amazing,
traffic either.
She's from Orange.
Unless right now I'm
Orange
driving
County.
out here to fucking LA.
Orange County.
Orange County. I don't sound like that though. I'm from Garden Grove too, so it's not like, bougie Orange County. It's like regular people Orange County.
Well, we missed you guys. And Tasha, first thing we do during the show is recap our weekends usually, but we have not seen each other in weeks. So let's start with our guest, Tasha. How's your weekend been? How's your week been going? Where are you at mentally? Are you solid? Have you been enjoying life? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about Tasha and her weekends.
How's my week been? It's pretty mom life. It's pretty basic and vanilla. So, I'm an online entrepreneur and healer. So usually it's just a variety of client calls, healing, creating content. And then I'm a hockey mom. So then I do kids hockey, and that's kind of the gist, and just like working out, very basic, in bed by 8, 9, very eventful.
It sounds like it. I did see the little reels of you and your husband. Pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Their dynamic is dope. Like, he was like, hurry up with the questions.
Yeah, we've been together for 16 years now, I think.
Holy moly, that's great.
Ooh.
That's an accomplishment. Congratulations. That doesn't happen very often nowadays.
That's crazy that we say 16.
It's a huge accomplishment. It totally is.
That's a great way to start, because we're going to get into the dynamics. That's why I wanted to have Tasha on. We had a great conversation. But so tell us a little bit more about yourself. So explain exactly what you do into a little bit of depth.
Yeah, so I'm primarily a healer and a brand strategist, but I do lots of things. Like my foundation and my background is in fitness and nutrition. So I kind of started with that as a personal trainer. Then I went online, and then I added on business coaching. And then I started doing healing with women on like men and sex and relationships. So I have lots of branches in my job, and it can sometimes be difficult to explain. It's kind of like, a lot of, say, artists, they'll go on to become producers, and like it's sort of the evolution like that.
That's dope. And how long have you been doing it?
15 years.
Can you say 16 and 15 one more time for me?
16, 15, what?
What is funny about that?
Yeah, what's funny about that?
Oh, because she says teen?
She just sounds super
16?
Canadian.
Super Canadian.
Isn't it? I don't even notice when I have an accent. That's so funny.
I know, because when you say soul, and it's kind of like a minute.
Yeah,
notice. It's kind of like a Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I love it.
Yeah.
They're being extra.
No, I mean, this is just
We're
us,
not.
and it's just so what you'll learn about our podcast is it's more free flowing, and because at the end of the day, when we talk about healing, that shit can be a little bit tough, and so we like to basically come from a place of just like let's let the guards down a little bit and then get into the nitty gritty. And Jenna's probably happy to have you because she's not double teamed today.
Yeah, true. It's nice having
I guess-
another girl on
I
here.
guess we're mean to Jenna. Some people say, you're so mean to Jenna.
Did they really say that?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my aid on that one, guys. I appreciate you. I wouldn't say you're mean. You're just like don't agree with anything that I say ever, even if I'm really like actually correct. Doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah.
always wrong.
By the way, you was getting roast on YouTube
For what?
for the whole rain
The
and
rain.
precipitation joint.
Oh,
The what?
They was on your head about that.
yeah.
The rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jenna made a comment about what she found out on TikTok about
Oh, the 100%?
Yeah.
the rain
Am I
and the
wrong?
percentages.
Very much.
You're very much so
Wait,
wrong.
so what does 100% mean on the weather app?
It's not how you explained it. And the fact that you learned it from TikTok that was on your head.
Oh, then my bad. I'm wrong. Sorry, y'all. That's why you got to do your own research. Don't just listen to whatever you hear on the internet, y'all, including myself. It would be a cool idea, though.
But listen,
So wait, what does it mean?
listen
though?
to Tasha because Tasha has the experience in her field. That's the difference. You don't know. You're not a weather person.
True. It makes sense.
In
though.
all fairness.
So then
you
what
don't
does it
have-
mean?
You don't have to be, but
So if it says it's 100% rain, what does that mean?
I don't know. We ain't gonna get into that, but
Then I'm going to say I'm not wrong. Prove me wrong then, y'all. You can reach me at 714. I'm just kidding.
Don, first off, before we get to Don and his weekend, get to your weekend first. Then we're gonna go to Don.
Honestly, I've been working my ass off. I've had so many shoots and like a variety of shoots. It's like maternity, family, in studio, outside.
We need to get you to Canada so you and Tasha can do a boudoir.
Ooh, boudoir. That's up there too.
So she's been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah.
So she's a photographer by day and a podcaster by night.
I'm here for it. But yeah, that's literally been my life. I haven't really done anything crazy outside of just working. But I love it, so it's fun.
How's the boo?
He's good.
Hey Manny, we love you.
We love you. He started school a couple weeks ago. He's going to barber school, so he's been doing that.
Yeah, Jenna's a real one. Jenna got for Manny's birthday, got his face painted on her fingernails.
On all of them. Well, it said his name. on the
Really?
side,
And
yeah.
the detail required.
Yeah, I found this girl on Etsy, and she like printed them out in like little nail decals, and then I took them to my nail lady. It was very cute.
Oh my God, that's so sweet. What did he
I did a
say?
good job. He laughed at first, and then he was cute. He like gave me a kiss on my hand. He's like, "I like it," and then it like kind of processed over time. He's like, "Wait, let me see it again." And then we went to his family's house for his birthday dinner, and he was like, "Show them, show them." So I'm walking around showing them. I'm like, not engaged, just showing you my nails, but it was cute. It was fun.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, literally just been working.
When you're feeling mad at him, just pick your nose.
Hey, that is ultimate petty right there.
Actually, it's not.
It
there.
is.
I gotta do. These are new, but good point.
Yeah.
Don, what about you?
I do not remember.
Well, I just want to say congratulations, Don.
For what? For what? Oh yeah, a year. It's been a year.
Can you hear this, Tasha?
It's been a year since that record
Yeah, I
came
can
out.
hear it.
Congratulations,
That seems like
one
can't
year
believe
No,
that
it's
was
been
a
a
year
year.
ago.
from your Grammy-nominated track.
Yeah.
Too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could dance like Chris Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy.
Congratulations, bro. Like that's a major record. Your first single.
Yeah, proud of it.
I'm gonna hear Chris sing it at Lovers and Friends in 3 weeks.
Hopefully he does.
He's been doing it at all the shows.
Yeah, but he might. I don't know.
Yeah, Tash, if you didn't know, he's a star, but he's very modest.
I'm regular
I love
to
it.
the world.
Yeah,
So
so,
Don produced that song? You produced that song, Don?
Yeah,
That's
Yep.
amazing.
yeah, he's been on Chris's
Not
last
many
4
people can say that.
Yeah, he's been on
True.
Chris's last 4 albums. There's an artist that is coming out with probably one of the best albums of the year that's coming out this year. I'm not going to say any names that he should have been on. But, he's been fortunate to be in the studio with them recently. But,
Yeah,
we can't say the name, but
we ain't gonna get into that. But
he's one of the GOATs.
in my eyes,
Oh,
That's
facts.
the thing. Yeah, I think we get like caught up in the hustle sometimes, and we forget to actually stop and
celebrate and
He
acknowledge.
never celebrates
Oh,
himself.
that's me all the time.
Yeah.
100%.
Instead, it's just on to the next, on to the next, on to
or
the
on
next.
to the next rant about what movies. Oh, he's pissed off right now about the Harry Potter series coming out.
Oh man, don't get me started, bro.
There's a Harry Potter series coming out.
I almost went on a full rant on Instagram. I was literally hot. Like I was mad. Like yeah, they trying to reboot it and turn it into a series.
What when it like a whole like from the beginning like a
Yes.
remake, or it's not like
A full,
Hermione's kids?
No, a full remake
that's
of
stupid.
all the original books. That's what I said.
It's done.
No, they
It doesn't
can't.
make sense. Like it would literally make all fandom mad.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I'm not even gonna look at this
Yeah,
stuff.
it's dumb.
My algorithm
Well-
is winning then because I didn't even know about it.
Good.
Yeah, winning. So yeah, me, you know, Kel's life just be lifing. Yeah, no, I mean, I was sick after my birthday. I was sick for a whole week, and then just dealing with some personal stuff this weekend, and it's just like, you know, life be lifing. So I really didn't do nothing. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in a mad depression, like an extreme depression. I actually told Don today. I was like, bro, you know, I've not showered in a week. A week. Today I didn't.
Okay, I was like, you did. I was like, wow, I'm impressed.
But that's how I knew. I was like, yo, you're mad depressed. And then I looked in my room and I was like, yo, this is a whirlwind right now. I'm like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, get up.
No, there's nothing wrong with you. Have grace for yourself. You're going through some shit.
Yeah.
Your room doesn't have to be clean right now.
Yeah, but it's like, all
You'll
right, I
probably feel better,
can't
but-
stay in this for too long. I got shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and I've been in this funk since probably mid-January with the whole plane situation and whatnot, and that getting denied at the border, whatever. And then it just seemed like from there, everything was a trickle effect. You know what I mean? Or ripple or trickle. Is it ripple or trickle?
Ripple.
Ripple effect that trickled down, gang. And yeah, so I've just really been in a space lately where, and this is how me and Tasha connected. So like, I think she found me because Jamie is, because Jamie, and I think because you follow
Yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah.
So, which I'll see her Friday. We actually have, by the way, if you guys are listening, Friday, if you're in LA, Sheena, Ariana, and Katie are hosting emo night. We will all be there getting our emo on. They're DJing it. And I'll see Jamie Friday because we're going to be at Sugar Taco, which Jamie's part owner of. And we'll be having free vegan tacos, which I love. But yeah, so me and Tasha started DMing, and she's just like so insightful. And like, I tend to get to a place where I beat myself up over situations, like whatever it may be. I tend to put all the burden on myself, which is it's just naturally who I am. But it's also like I'm starting to become. I thought this year was supposed to be a year of expansion in certain ways, but I'm feeling like this year's become an expansion in mind and more in I'm noticing things about myself that I don't like, and the behaviors I've recently with my narcissistic or borderline personality disorder X had put me in a space where I became this big worry wart, where it's like, what's going to happen? Something bad is going to happen. And I think I've been trying to control things subconsciously that I can't necessarily control, instead of just being like at peace with just whatever's going to happen, you know? So yeah, I've just been working through that, and this weekend and this week, like even up to today, I was like, all right, today's the day where I got to get up. I need to make these changes in my life, and we're going to start today. And I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't go to the gym, but if I got up, stepped outside, took my dog on a walk, that's a win for me today, because last week I was not moving anything but my hand to click the remote and watch Night Watch, which was great.
Amazing.
Amazing show. So me and Tasha were talking, and it's because she commented on something Don said. The comments about him saying, what was it about women, what could they change, or what do you feel the difference? And he said, what could they stop doing, or whatever? He's like, breathe.
It was a joke, by the way.
Was it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do women do that makes you mad or something? Breathe.
Oh yeah, breathe.
No, we
Yeah,
love a
Tasha
good
was
honesty,
dying.
though.
Yeah, so I was like, we got Jenna back, Tasha's, all about the feminine power. I was like, let's have a conversation about men and women and the dynamics within relationships and just in culture today.
Let's get to it.
Because I'm lost right now.
Same.
I am, I had thought I had found my golden goose, and again, this is life, so we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's happening, but as of now, it's like I've gotten so many different understandings from so many different women in my life on how somebody operates like this, on how somebody operates like this. And so as a man, especially a man like myself who caters a lot to my partner, tries to at least, and tries to, because I'm not stuck in my ways. There are certain things about myself I cannot stand. Like, and I think me and Don talk about a lot, the fact that we have, and I hate saying this because I don't like it to sound like pompous, but as talented as we are in our fields and things we do, I know for me, I procrastinate a lot. And then when it's down to the deadline, I get it done. I stress myself out, it gets done, and it's great. But it's like, why can't I just do it day one and be worried about it, not worried 29 days in? And so there are things about myself I want to change, but it's also like, it's hard to understand the dynamic because you may think you're doing one thing right and one person is, the next person's not. And it's like, it's like psychological warfare in a sense, I think.
Well, I mean, immediately what comes to mind for me in that is like, you gotta have grace. No one is perfect. You understanding that you have to work on procrastination is great. That's just the first step to actually doing anything about it. There's got to be like grace for you to like have time to figure that out and actually learn from it. So that's not going to change overnight. Yeah. Like grace for yourself, but also like the people in your corner, should have grace for you also in that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, there's another thing too, like just from what you're saying, I can hear that what you do is you propel off pressure. So when the pressure becomes enough, then you start moving. So you would have to be like, okay, I'm willing to move without pressure, actually. Like, do I have to wait till I gain 10 pounds to go to the gym? Or can I do it now? Do I have to wait? And this is the thing I was telling you about before is one of your gifts that I just pick up on is that you're what I call a harmonizer. So harmonizers like everything to be happy. They like everything to be beautiful. They like to bring out the best. Yeah. And when the next phase isn't something happy, they will avoid because it goes literally against their purpose. Just so you can understand why it is that you're like that.
Oh, by the way, you guys, our guest is actually psychic. Yeah. You left that out.
I have we all, like, psychic is literally a muscle that you can use at the gym. And we all have it. And what I'm saying for you, Kale, is your psychic gifts are harmonizing. You're meant to bring out joy and happiness in people. And because you're feeling depressed, you're literally it's just a way to tell you, hey, you're not headed in the right direction. So how do you want to do this?
Yeah, I get that. Like, just it being depressed, like, you're not going to live fully, like, in your purpose, as you would say.
Bro,
or, like,
I hate disappointing people.
It's yeah.
Like, that to me is because...
But what if you're not actually disappointing people? What if you're just, you think you're disappointing people? Like, are people actually telling you, like, hey, you're disappointing me?
Well, I think it's in my head because, and that's where I hate that pity party shit too. Is like, I do that where I'm disappointed, I'm beating myself up, but it's also like, I know better for certain behaviors I do, right? So like, in my situation that I was in, there would be certain patterns where my anxiety would just take hold of my body. And it was just like, bro, why can I not control this fear of the worst thing happening? And that's what it's been. It's like, why do I think that everything bad is about to happen? And I hate that feeling because I could be going happy-go-lucky with my day, and then I start worrying about, dang, this person hasn't hit me in a few hours. Wait, are they okay? Let me reach out. Okay, so now it's been, and then I start to, my brain starts to tell this story. And it's just like, I hate that. Like, it feels like, because it never used to be like that for me, but I also used to be in my creative bag a lot.
Oh, like you have more time right now to...
I have way too much time right now. I have way too much time right now. I mean, I'm used to working 7 to 7, and it used to be when I was working 7 to 7, be off, head to the studio, not get home till 3 a.m. You know what I mean? So my brain didn't have that time to just.
That's exactly it. You know what it is like when you don't know how to just be with yourself, and then that's when anxiety didn't have time to come. You were too distracted. And if you ever, do you guys ever realize sometimes you'll have a pattern and you keep repeating the pattern, even though you know the pattern is not good?
Me? Yep.
The reason, and you'll be like, why do I keep doing this? I want to stop, but it's always something deeper. It's not just because you suck. It's actually because you have the pattern coded in your body and it hasn't been released. So that anxiety that comes at your heart, like right in your body, that's because you haven't removed it from your body. But what you have done is maybe used music as therapy or working as therapy to kind of muffle it. But you have to be able to pull it. It literally has memory. Even like you could probably trace back your anxiety way, way back to when you were a kid. Like it'll go back that far. And then certain things will trigger it. And also lots of your depression, just as I'm tapping it, isn't even yours. It's other people's. It's you connect so deeply to other people that you take on all of their stuff.
Well, I'm an empath. And sometimes I don't know how to differentiate what's mine and what's somebody else's.
100%. You'll actually learn as you practice how to use those gifts to your advantage and how to control them and command them more.
Yeah, I think I was most centered when I was doing Reiki and, getting into that. And I was actually thinking about becoming a healer in that aspect because I didn't believe in it. And then when it happened, I was like, wait, what just happened? Like I was doing a healing and I was like, oh, I'm snoring, I'm asleep. But I was also very aware of everything that was going on. I was like, how is this possible? I was out.
That's like, I just took $100 nap.
But I can hear him saying, okay, now I need you to think about this. And I was thinking about it, like, how am I hearing this person and I'm snoring at the same time? What's going on? And it wasn't the weight then, because you know what I'm saying, I had the 6-pack back then.
That was you quieting your mind, though.
Yeah. And I think, and I hate to blame it on my abusive relationship I was in, but I don't know if that unlocked some things that were there or if it just traumatized me to a point where going into my next situation, I was a little bit more fragile. But it's like being aware of it. I love the fact that I am aware and I know the changes I want to make. I just don't know where the hell to start. You know, I mean, and that's part of the problem. But anyways, off that, let's get into dynamics. So there's selective women in my life. My ex being one that I think thinks very differently than most women. But for the whole, I think, and Don I don't know if we talk about this a lot. I think the expectations between men and women's dynamic is very skewed these days, and it's so confusing. A lot of the shit doesn't make sense. We saw the video today. I sent Don a video where the guy was in the car saying, this girl was asking question after question after question. What do you do? How much you make? This and that. Do you have your own place? And then when he asked her, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm starting a little business. Do you have your own place? No, I'm living there with a couple of friends. Mm-hmm. And the end of her was like, oh, because I need a boss. And then she basically described things about herself where she wasn't leveled up. And he pulled over and was like, get out. Like, it just seems like the expectations from the different sexes, it's not level. And it's like, I feel like there's a lot more pressure on men these days.
Well, I bet you if she didn't start it with that pressure and asking all those questions, I bet you the date would have gone a lot different. Because, like, for you, you're not expecting someone to come already bossed up. Like, you're cool helping someone build the ladder or taking care of someone. Don, I know you want someone more ambitious. But I think for you, if a female came at you, like, what do you have? What can you do for me? Do you have a job? Do you have your own place? It just sets the tone a lot differently. Yeah. Then the mindset on both parties is, what can you do for me? Or like, well, what do you have? What do you bring to the table? And I just feel like that's setting you up for failure. If you're dating someone and that's your mentality, that's like a checklist idea. Not to say don't have like wants and needs in someone, but that just the pressure in that is just so.
Yeah, and women respond to the pressure differently. So they might not expect the financial piece themselves, but they respond to the pressure through weight and through looks. And then they apply because they're feeling their own amount of pressure. They want to take that pressure off and maybe put it on the man by saying, okay, well, what do you bring? It's just a way for people to feel in control, like they're not going to be taken from. Okay, if this person has this, this, and this, it evens out the scale, so I'll be safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because maybe they dated a poor guy who wouldn't take them on a date at all. Like, you know what else? Okay, this is what I feel like is the worst person a woman, or worst thing a woman could do, is make a man prove his love or chase her or earn it. Like, I don't believe in that shit at all.
I 100% agree with you.
Like, how about just let yourself be easy to love? I never made my husband prove a single thing. And I swear to God, that's why we worked. It was just a match. He matched me. Like, it was just a match. You text me,
But he also
I text
allowed.
you.
Yes. So
Reciprocated. It was an even.
You said he allowed you. When we spoke, you said that you used to blow up, and you used to be triggered or whatever, and then you recognized that and you made the change. But you also had the grace to make that change, right?
Oh, it was so much healing though. But the crazy thing is, when you heal yourself, your partner will start responding to you differently. And it will immediately change the relationship, but that doesn't mean your relationship will, it doesn't mean he'll also change or the partner will also change. But we like it to. But the second you change, they have to respond to you differently because you're different. Like the pattern has to
and
change.
you're also you're like setting the tone. Like if you get into an argument,
That's exactly.
and you look at like, okay, well, I'll take responsibility for the parts that are mine. Here's how I can change it. That's only going to encourage your partner to do the same. It's not going to guarantee that they'll do the same, but it's a lot. If you're setting the tone and like, okay, well, I'm going to look in the mirror and see what I can do, and then they say the same thing. That's literally the definition of reciprocal, like a reciprocated.
But how many
relationship.
women are doing that these days? Like, it's more or less like, hey, I bring this to your attention, and then it's like, now it's an issue.
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but here's two women right here that I can tell you take responsibility for your shit because you said you've been married for 16 years. That's crazy. And then also or been together for 16 years. And then also saying that you were, you used to blow up and then you were healing. So there's two.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what it is like when it can stop you being, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And okay, well, it has to be us. Okay, like it's never, I seen a good reel the other day that said it's not him that's the problem or her that's the problem. There's the problem. And then you guys, like, for a long time, I'm talking like 10 years of my marriage, it was like conquer and divide. Okay, I do this for you, you do this for me. And that worked for a long time. But when we really came together as a unit, it was like we had an us. And that was a huge breakthrough.
And that happened after 10 years?
After 10 years,
That's
I'm telling you.
really
and
cool.
The first 10 years were amazing. Like it works until it doesn't.
Well, just because to hear like that happens after 10 years just means that most relationships at that point can start to decline and instead yours was elevated. That's really cool.
Exactly. And we just learned how to fight smarter.
Like, Don, what do you feel like you face in the issues when you are I don't even want to say it because
what do you know why I'm so quiet? Because all of this is like
foreign.
No, it's not foreign. It's just another level. And what I mean by that, I sometimes struggle just to get past the first level. It's hard enough, like trying to get a woman's attention in certain aspects.
Yeah,
it's hard to get communication as far as like text back or just like it's just certain things. You know what I mean? It's like we can't even get past level 1, so I can't even really speak to level 3, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? Because you having so many problems even dealing with level 1 shit, which is like I'm ready to get past that. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm dealing with somebody or if I'm interested in somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. when I was dating, I could say the same, that it was difficult to, like, there were some men that would be like very adamant at communicating throughout the day, and then there was other men that it was like very MIA, like, you good? Are you live? Are we still doing something later? Like, whatever. So I understand you're saying,
Yeah. And
just for women to even like communicate back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's difficult to like a woman. You feel what I'm saying? Because you like somebody, we don't know if she feel the exact same way, or we're not even saying like it has to be on that level, but just trying to explore that is difficult because you have the whole texting situation.
Yeah, and
Just,
I hate
just super basic shit that you
I
don't
hate
think will be a
text.
problem is an issue.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I text, but I hate going through long, deep conversations through text because I don't do it well.
You shouldn't be
I'm
doing that.
trash. So like, I try to talk and call because that way I'm like, look, I can be calm by the tone of your voice. I can be calm by just 2 minutes of a explanation. Like, you know, in my situation, I didn't like that I text a million times if I didn't get a text in an hour, 2 hours, whatever. But also, I'm like, I don't want to feel guilty for wanting to communicate. Maybe, I mean, even if I was the most extreme case, like, hey, for me right now, while I'm building this confidence, text me once an hour just to say, hey, I'm good.
I think there's a bigger thing there, because I felt like that for a long time, where if I didn't like know what my person was doing, or like it there was a deeper issue, and the deeper issue was, do they want me? Am I loved? Am
Yes.
I still on their mind?
And it's not about trust. That's what I'm like. The thought of like this person doing something outside of our relationship was never crossed my mind once. It more was that, and that's what I'm discovering. Is like, why do I feel that way when I am lovable? I am a person that, you know, like it just doesn't make sense to me, because I look at myself from the conscious mind, and I'm like, bro, you're straight. Stop tripping.
Well, because it's not, you're not relying on how you see yourself. The fear and the anxiety is coming from how the other person sees you, or the other person loves you too, or the other person feels the same way about you that you feel about yourself. You know, so the trust, and it's not trust meaning, oh, she hasn't texted me in an hour, she's probably fucking another dude. That's dramatic.
Yeah, facts.
Trust would be like, do I trust like my absolute parts, like all of me, with this person? Like if you're feeling that anxious not hearing from someone within an hour, it seems like there would be a bigger problem, like a bigger issue, a deeper
Yeah,
It's more about
Trigger.
trusting
I
myself.
concur.
It's
I agree.
It's been more about like, I got to the root of it. It's trusting myself that I'm choosing.
wisely.
Yes.
And I would agree with that.
Okay, Kale, is there anything you do trust? Is there something in life that you
Dawn.
just like, I trust
Dawn.
this? Is it like your relationship with your daughter? Is it you as a dad? Is it
I
your
mean, I'm gonna be
relationship
honest
your
with you.
mom?
Even with my daughter, so that's the thing. Is like we've had to have an interesting tug and pull relationship, because sometimes as a man, I'm not physically with my daughter, right? So I beat myself up like, damn, am I a deadbeat dad? You know, it wasn't until Christmas where she hit me and was like, because I always worry about that as a parent. And I'm like, because I'm away from her. Yes, I'm an hour flight. Yes, we talk every day. Like, we talk damn near every day when we can, unless I don't call her and it's stupid, I shouldn't do this, but I call her like, no, she's going to call me today. And then I'm like, why haven't you called me, bro? And she's like, bro, the phone works 2 ways. So I'm like, yeah. But it's just, even that in my psyche is like, am I being a good father, right? Because I and you don't know much of my story, but I've raised myself to be a man. I've taught myself how to be a man. I didn't have a man to show me how to be a man. So I'm learning this shit. I didn't see somebody teach me how to be a father. I'm having to learn this as we go. And on Christmas, she was like, Dad, like, you're the person I feel most comfortable talking to. And it was crazy because I never used to be emotional. Like, I had my emotional moments, but they were more anger, right? Now I've gotten in tune with it because since I've had a daughter, and like, I cannot be this hard-nosed, why are you doing this and that? Now it's like, how can I show up for you today? You know, and so it's just like, I don't even, like, I'm beginning to trust myself as a father because of those words, but I trust that I won't, no matter how bad life gets, I will not let myself get to depths of where my mom was, being homeless, or addicted to drugs, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like people, I say now in my life, I'm trusting the people I put in my life. I mean, I say that, but I say that, but I'm thinking about Rachel and AK Raquel and her. For the most part, I'm trusting the people I put in my life. Besides the little manipulative female.
For the answer to her question though, you said Dawn.
Dawn.
Because I want to know where you were gonna go with that. So it's like if you
I appreciate that.
Because I have a hack for this, but we've got to know. So here's the thing, because what I'm just because I know a little bit about Kale and he's told me a bit. There's a theme here. As soon as there's space and nothingness, no text back, no phone call, no buzzer in your ear, that's when your doubt kicks in. And so trust is literally space. Trust is, I don't need anything for assurance. That's what trust is. Now, there's a hack for this. If you can think of something you do trust. So I remember I was having a lot of struggles with my business and the consistency of it, like way back in the day. And it was like I couldn't trust if money was going to come into my business, and I would freak the fuck out. And I was like, okay, what do I trust? And for me, it was my relationship with my husband. And then I said, what does that feel like in my body? So everyone can choose something they do trust, whether it's, okay, I trust I've always got clothes on my back. I trust I'll always have food. I trust in my relationship with so-and-so. What is something that you just fucking know you'll be okay no matter what? What does that feel like inside your body? Not your head, your body.
I could be going a million miles an hour in my head, and I call Don, and he says, "Yo, what up?" And I'm good.
Okay, you trust Dawn. You trust Dawn.
Yeah.
So then you say, okay, so let's say you catch yourself going into anxiety or freak out. You can literally override that feeling by tapping into something else. Because when you're in anxiety, you're in like the freak out. You're making a problem, and then you're spinning the problem, and then you're spinning it more. So then you stop and you say, okay, let me just picture a relationship that I view as stable, which maybe it's Dawn. What does that feel like in my body? And then you literally feel that until the anxiety calms down. Might not work every time. You have to retrain it over and over again.
I like that.
So Don, we go together.
Relax.
Real bad.
Relax.
Real bad.
No, that's huge
Like-
though. That's really solid advice.
Like I see your guys' you and Dawn's relationship as like he's got your back. Like
Fire
when
and
I
ice.
tap into it for you, Kale, it feels in your back like a backbone. Like it makes you remember your backbone. Who are you without this bitch? Who the fuck are you
That's you.
without her? Because you're somebody.
You said this bitch. I'm like, that's not. That's really
That was what he said with the abusive relationship. He was like, bro, what the fuck, you know. He actually is cool with my ex and whatnot, so that's the different there. But I know when I was going through it with the abusive relationship, he would always be like, bro, fuck, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? And every time I'd be like, oh yeah, bro. He's like, bro, what are we fucking doing? You know what I mean? But it's I think because me and Don have known each other now well over a decade, and he's been consistent.
I was just gonna say that.
Exactly.
and-
Consistent.
And I think that when it comes to me, my life and my fears come from everybody I've ever let in and get super close with has left in some form or fashion, whether death, whether,
Yeah.
you know, whether circumstances. And it's like, I don't try to put that on anybody else. Like, I go into every situation different. Like, I'm not going to bring my traumas into this. But somewhere lurking is that it's a possibility. So I'm trying to get to a point where it's like, if a person or something or a situation wants to go, like, I cannot be fearful of that, because that fear is going to drive this shit into the dirt. And what I'm trying to hold on to is going to go anyways, because I'm restricting it from feeling, you know, free and flowing. But I think what it comes back to is men, for as far as me, and this is what I can speak on with the men I've life coached. So that's why I'm glad we have you here, because you can bring the different side of it. For us as men, it is very extremely hard. It took me a long time to be. I've had partners say, "Hey, you're not emotionally there. You don't, And then finally, I got in touch with my emotions, and I'm open up, and it's a flood of tears and shit like that. Like, because it's hard for us to naturally be like, I'm gonna be mad emotional with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and then so when we do, you good? You
Sorry.
right? COVID?
No.
Oh, it is interesting because I know Don is a person that doesn't let many motherfuckers in, and if he allows you in, and then he opens himself up to you, and you don't. I don't think people and women don't understand how hard it is for him to do that. So once he does that, that means he's let his guard down. He's said, okay, this is a person I want in my life. And then when there's pushback on that, like, bro, I'm being myself and consistent, because he's one of the most consistent people I know.
Agreed.
And it just, I don't know. I feel for bro sometimes, because I'm like, bro, like, because Don can say fuck it, but in his head he's spinning like, how the fuck are you doing this to me? Like,
Oh, every time.
Because Don, like he literally communicates well. Like, hey, this is just how I am. I'm gonna work through it for you, but this is where I'm at, and this is the pace I'm going. It's not has nothing to do with you. This is just how I operate. And then it seems like because he's open about how he operates, women will pick and choose when they want him around.
I mean, that's kind of double-sided too, because according to them, I'm not the super emotional. I don't like to talk about my feelings, but I'm just not one to just overly talk about it. Like, I might say it one time. If I get to that point, I say something one time, and then I show everything through action. And I understand, like, everybody doesn't, feel things through action. Like, you got to say certain things, but that's just not me. And I guess that's me projecting myself on to people, because I never really believe words. Like, that shit always goes over my head, but the action is just like, yeah, that's where it's at.
And I don't think, and I don't think with Don, he cares if you have a mishap from that. It's just like, if he lets you know, like, hey, this is bugging me, and then you have a conversation about it, which we both talked about today. Mm-hmm. One of our main pet peeves is if we have a discussion about somebody or about something, and then you do the same behaviors,
there's a lack of trust in that.
Yeah, that drives me nuts.
That's why there's a trust issue with someone. If they say something and they don't follow through with their word, or their actions don't match up with what they're saying, that's going to cause a trust problem.
Because it doesn't make me feel like, it makes me feel like, oh, I am not respected. I'm being played for a fucking dummy. Like, yo, like, I don't want to talk about this shit 24/7, but if I'm asking you, like, saying, hey, I need this. What is wrong with giving our people and our partners and people we're interested in things that they need? Because I'm going to give you what you need, or try my fucking darnness to do so, if it's not against my fundamental values. If it's not about how, if it's not about how I treat my child, if it's not about how I view my faith, if it's not about, my relationships with my friends, I'm going to rock with you, because I'm like, yo, bro, this isn't stuck in me. I don't need to be this. I'd rather have this peace. I'd rather bring peace to both of our lives. But then it's like, I don't know. Women, y'all, yeah, listen. Women, you guys, when you hit this, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. When you're repeatedly telling somebody something over and over and they're not listening, it's usually because you don't believe it yourself, or you're wavering when you say it. And it makes, or they're just ignorant. But when you say you want something, you can't waver.
Yeah, because if you truly wanted it, would you stay somewhere where it wasn't being provided?
Yeah, no, I think I do have a habit of like, oh, it's all right, though.
Yeah, I don't waver shit. I ain't wavering nothing. I mean what I say, but because I rarely speak. So if I have something to say, that means I really mean that shit. Like,
that's so funny, Don, because before the call, I was just tapping into your energy, and I was like, oh, I feel like Don's a man of little words. And okay, so one of your gifts comes across when you're in person with somebody. It's actually your physical body, when you maybe say like give somebody a hug, it's like the safest hug in the world.
Wow.
So even if you don't say I love you, you don't even have to, like, you can just feel that. But if somebody is insecure, that may not be enough.
Yo, it's so crazy that you say that, because I remember I hugged one of my homegirls and she literally said exactly all that. She said, "Wow, I feel your energy and I feel so safe, like, and I feel calm and all this stuff, like."
Yeah, your energy is very present and it's very soothing. So, but I'll tell you, because different people's gifts work different ways, right? So, like, Dawn is what I call a neutralizer and a stabilizer. Okay, so we've got Kale, who's a harmonizer, brings out joy in people, but can turn into people pleasing when you don't know how to use it. And then we have Dawn, who's a neutralizer and a stabilizer, who is meant to ground people into the present, be consistent and stable. However, somebody who likes change will not react to that well. They will react to that as like trappy, or they'll react to it as, well, you're stubborn, or they'll react to it like, well, you're not expressive. Like, Dawn's laid backness can be mistaken for not caring. Even though your energy doesn't say that, Dawn, you're not like, I don't see you as a super expressive person.
And I have to say, I don't like speaking on behalf of multiple women, because like I really believe everyone's super different. But here in LA, I would argue that women are used to extravagant shit and flamboyance, and even if they're not used to it, it's what they want or what they expect, and they want you to shout from the rooftops and they want you to do all this extra shit. So I do think it's going to be trickier for you to find somebody here in LA. Not, but I do think who you will find here. I've always said this, like, you're going to have a hard time finding someone, but it's going to be solid, because I feel like you don't take risks as much, but I feel like it exists for you. But I do feel like LA wants the like frou, not to say frou, but like the extra shit, because you're extra.
Me?
Just saying.
Me? I'm extra? Bro, I just be chilling.
Dodd be chilling.
I be chilling.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
I'm not saying it's the thing.
And y'all say I'm mean to Jenna. You hear this? She said
I'm
the
not,
foo-foo
I'm not
and looked
saying
at me
it's
and
not
said
a bad thing.
the foo-foo.
But
see what I deal with, Tasha?
And Jenna, you're like you're an amplifier, Jenna. So you take things and then you just like make them bigger. Like, you bring out the best in people, but it's a very bold, it's very like electric, it's very sharp. It's very
she's
like,
a photographer too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's Jenna.
Thanks. I make you, so I pretty much make your guys' heads really big. I'm just kidding.
So yours would be that you can get, just when I like I'm tapping in, that you can get bored very easy, and when you get bored, you self-sabotage. So you create catastrophes in order to feel mind blown, in order to keep that energy high. Like, when there's a buzz in your life, you feel very on and high.
Oh,
and then when things start in to business, calm 100%. Down,
even in life, like if Jenna's standing somewhere and it's too quiet, she'll just start dancing out of nowhere and just
100%.
Like just out of nowhere, just for no reason.
Break
There's
out
no
in
music.
song.
There's nothing.
Happy birthday. Something stupid.
And I think the key is like to never change what your gifts are for someone else. Like, they can accept it or not.
Yeah.
However, every single person on the planet has a toxic way of using their gifts. So just an example, like when I told Dawn, you're a stabilizer. So you don't love like big explosive change. And so when change is coming, we can also avoid it. If that's not something, if we're like even keel, we don't handle abrupt energy well, right? So we have to be able to, like, life just isn't even keel. Like, that's not what life is. It goes ups and downs and flows and ebbs. So you have to know how to navigate that, while also don't change the fact that you're consistent. Like, that's so hot.
Yeah. It's really hard to find nowadays,
That's why we go together real bad. Oh my God.
Consistency, I think. Remember when you guys asked me, like, what's something you would look for in a partner? The only answer I gave was consistency.
Yo, I'm so happy you found Manny
Me too. He's so good to me.
because I knew her before Manny, and it was
At least somebody having some success out here.
And
yeah. And what you're saying about Don Tasha is actually like it's hard for him to wrap his head around. If things are good, why are we changing this?
well, you could just,
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
He's like, bro, like, why can't we just go here? Everything's good. Why are we trying to? Especially if he's not ready.
Right? But that's why you guys are a good match. Because you're a little more extra. You bring some extra little flavors. That's why Jenna's in here. She amplifies it. And that's why you guys balance.
I will say that, and again, with Manny, that was a big thing. When I was dating prior to Manny, I would tone myself down a lot when I would meet people because I'm like, oh, I can be kind of extra. I could like say shit or like stupid shit or, dance and embarrass somebody. And then I met Manny and I was like, oh, this kid is younger than me. This ain't gonna be anything serious. I'm gonna be 100% myself. And it worked out like really well. And he loved it. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna be really even loud then. But
That's exactly it. I just acted a fool to my husband from the start. Don't do anything you can't maintain.
which is why I
Like-
think, Don, you're very consistent because you are who you are from like the second you meet someone.
Absolutely.
And I think that you being so true colors from the get might honestly be why your relationships end up the way they do, because a lot of people aren't like that. You learn true colors over time. And by the time you see their true colors, you're like, this is not what I signed up for. Versus you're like from the very beginning, like, this is who I am. This take it or leave it.
And it's crazy. I think that's why I'm so patient. I think that's like a gift and a curse also in relationships, because certain people, they be wanting to get in the relationship at a certain point, and I'm just like, I just always sit back and keep a watchful eye, like, are they gonna really reveal themselves?
But I hate that because you cannot do that, because somebody can have a bad day or bad couple weeks and still be internally trying to change that within themselves.
People always reveal themselves. It's like it starts off one way, and then things change.
Yeah. I start off the same. I'm nuts. I'm just like, look, this is me. I have my fucking moments. Like I do. I'm learning to work through them. But again, this is a dude from the hood who was raised by his grandmother, who didn't have a man around to show him what it looked like to be a man. Like that's why when that line J. Cole always says about Uncle Phil, I feel that shit.
Oh, 100%.
Like I don't know. I'm learning. And it's like even to be a partner, to be a better partner, I'm also learning because I want to know the needs of my partner so I can make sure when we're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, 18 years down the line, I've learned the shit not to do with you because I've learned your boundaries. I've learned your triggers, whether they heal or not. I've learned your boundaries. I've learned your triggers. I've gone through I touched the stove. That shit burnt the fuck out of me. I'm not doing that again. You know what I mean? And I've learned that. So when we're 5 years down the line and people are like, yo, you guys are just so like in sync. Well, it's because I learned these things early. And I had a comment made to me recently about my particular situation. There wasn't a honeymoon phase, whatever. Now, this is where some people agree and may disagree with me. Honeymoon phase and shit to me is cool. But a honeymoon phase for me has gotten me in a lot of fucking trouble. Where I was in a honeymoon phase with somebody for damn near a year and then I find out they're living a double life. You know what I mean? But I kept going back because, but it was like this, right? I mean, we can all portray to be something for the first 3-6 months, whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm like, hey, I'm a work in progress. These are the things I'm willing to work on. These are the things I'm not willing to work on. I can give you these butterflies and fake the fuck out this shit so we have no issues. Because that's what I think that's where a lot of relationships fail, is that people will act like, oh, this is you work towards being perfected together. I don't think there's anything of perfection, but I think you can be perfected in the work you do. Now, some people will stay with it and work within the relationship. Some people will separate, work outside, and go elsewhere. Get back, like they'll either go to a different direction or they'll get back together. Whatever the hell that you feel like it is for you. But I come from the people that I do know who are married and have successful marriages. They've gone through some shit early. They've gotten tried early, and they said, "I'm going to stick with you. We're going to work through this together." And now the fruits of the, what is it? The fruits of fruits of the labor have shown. The homie and two of my best friends from high school were together 11 years before they got married. And the beginning of their relationship I was like, what in the hell are they doing together?
Okay, I hear that, and I think cool. Like there are relationships that thrive after going through hardship. But then I'm gonna take what she had said earlier about what did you say about him performing under pressure?
Yeah, he avoids until there's pressure, which in a breakup that would look like ignore the problem until it's thrown in your face, and then the pressure makes you break through. Same thing, beat myself up in order to break through.
Because there's also relationships that don't go through fire like
Yeah,
that.
mine didn't.
And I'm wondering,
mine's been mostly easy.
So
Like there's
so far,
definitely hard, right? Like in 16 years, there was like a couple years that were hard, like having new babies and whatnot. But from the beginning, you guys, it was not torturous. It wasn't squabbling fights. Yes, of course, we've had a million fights, but like we roll through them fast, if that makes sense. So when I say you get better at fighting, I do this thing. It's called be a bitch faster. It's a it's a method that I invented where if I'm mad about it, I say it instantly, and then we scrap, and then we move on. 10 seconds later.
Does your husband tend to not do that? Like he'll talk to you about it weeks later?
No, he's the exact same, but that comes with different problems because we're both alpha. So sometimes you'll have one alpha and one quiet or whatever, but we're both alpha. So that can also be blow up fights. And that's what used to happen. But it's like, no matter how bad the fight is, we'll be fine.
Yeah, see, my ex used to get pissed.
I mean?
Yeah, my ex used to get pissed off because she would be like, we'd get an argument, and afterwards, 30 minutes later, I'm making a joke, and she's like,
that's what he does. And then I'm
like,
laughing out of default, and I just have to get over it.
Yeah, I'm like, look, bro, after 30 minutes, like, we good. You good?
Wait,
it's just not worth it.
The reason I asked her that is because I wonder if you have like this perspective or this mindset of relationships that the ones that last, like in your, not to say that easy peasy doesn't last, clearly it does, but that you have to go through some shit and turmoil to work past it, to apply the pressure in order for a relationship to last. And I think for 100%. Me, learning about your past relationships, you give a lot of chances when you could have walked away and saved yourself a lot of heartbreak earlier on. You don't have to go through the fire with someone right when you fucking meet them within the first couple of weeks in order to have a healthy relationship. You can change that perspective and date someone and be like, yeah, this feels nice. This feels easy. And you said it yourself, when things are going easy, you panic and self-sabotage. I think because you also have that familiar mindset of like things need to go through the fire. And I do agree, like there's a whole story, like gold, it's so beautiful and everything worth having is hard working. I agree.
I don't want that no more.
I'm just saying,
like the dude from the Matrix say, you don't know somebody till you fight them.
But you don't have to do that.
I'm not taking it in the very literal sense, but I feel like you do have to know if that rubber band gonna stretch.
But if
it gonna stay intact?
It's only that, if it's mostly that, or if it's that for a long time, you can say no. You don't have to go through the fire with everybody.
Yeah, no, and I think what it is too is, like I said, here we go.
It's called trauma bonding.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I'm so sick of it. Like I don't want to self-sabotage. I don't want to feel these things. Like I want to be so. But again, so I was talking to Don about obviously because we go together real bad.
Relax.
So I was talking to Don, and I was like, you know what? Like it doesn't mean I can't have a partner and still put effort into the relationship. But somewhere along the line in these last 3 years, I've lost focus on my purpose, and. Yes, I've got my businesses. Yes, I've got this. Yes, I've got that. But I was talking to even Rob today. So Rob owns the studio. This is his studio. We love you, Rob. Thank you, making the media. And I was talking to Rob today, and I was like, yo, bro, like, if I put 1/3 of what I put into making my relationships work into my purpose,
That's very telling.
I would be like, bro, Don would own his own studio where he'd have movies and shit and other shit. Like, you'd have your own
I
photography
think you should
studio.
be doing Reiki on other people. That's what I think.
I was working on becoming a Reiki master, and
Yeah.
I got deterred. And
So
I
I'll
don't
tell
know.
you this is my psychic insight. Your purpose is to heal people, of course, right?
Yeah.
But because you're not actively doing that in a healthy way, like maybe doing Reiki, you're doing it with girlfriends. So that energy needs somewhere to go. And instead of putting it somewhere to go where you get paid and you get people to come in, you're just finding like wounded women to heal with so that you can feel like you're a part of their life, so that you can feel like you're growing together, because that to you means strength.
Sorry, that was really accurate.
Ah, damn, she reading you from film. All of us, actually.
I don't like this.
All of us.
Disconnect from the girls and connect to your own soul. Like my advice to you is like, be single.
Okay.
Wasn't that something you said you were talking to your therapist about for a minute?
No, because I was done before I met my last girlfriend. I did a rant on here. I'm done. I'm sick of the shit. I'm over it.
Yeah, but didn't you say you were gonna go on like a whole like hiatus?
Yeah,
like
I was actually supposed to. So if I get on, God willing, I hope I get on Big Brother. Maybe I should just put this as my audition tape for Big Brother. But if I get on Big Brother, I will be disconnected from everything for at least 100 days. What I'm actually thinking about doing is giving Dawn access to my actual social media. So when we have podcast stuff and things that I need to posting it, and I actually do want to disconnect. I am not, I've come too far to come, just to be here. Like I've dug myself out the fucking mud. I do believe my last situation, timing had a lot to do with it. Situational ship as far as Canadian and American type situation, like that dynamic distance. I try to will through everything, but I think that where I'm at is I do have some things within myself right now I need to work at. And whether, it is, I don't know, just like what you're saying to me is like, it's accurate. Like, cause this is the stuff me and my therapist have spoken about. And it's just like, it sucks because I did feel like me and this person's dynamic together, physically together, was phenomenal. Like, I'm not talking about just sexual. I'm saying our dynamic worked. She needed her space. She'd be in another room. I'd be in this room. It did not matter to us. We knew we were around each other, and if we needed to be like, hey, checking in, boom. You know what I mean? That was a dynamic. But the dynamic as part, like you said, space, I don't know what goes on with me in that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I got to figure this out.
No woman in the world wants to be texted once an hour.
And I don't want to hear from someone once an hour.
That's just way, and you shouldn't want, like, I see it as the second that you can tap into fun healing. Okay, fun healing. Mm-hmm. Of course, do the therapy stuff and the shadow work and like the grimy stuff, but fun healing where you like actually discover magical things about yourself. Oh, I didn't realize I could do this and that. All of a sudden, you're going to get your swagger back.
Yeah, because that's like the in-depth version of you can't heal people unless you're healed.
So if Manny texts you once an hour, you'd be mad?
I want to be mad because that's my man. I love you, but I don't need to hear from you every hour.
No, I get that.
I would be so mad. I would be like, I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad. No, I'd just be like, haha.
No, I mean, for me, it's not like I don't need to hear from you once. Like, I think that's OD. But I'm like, there should never be, like, for me, it's like, yo,
if I don't hear from him for a day?
If neither one, this is the thing where I'm thinking about, right? If neither one of us are actively working or in this situation, 4 hours goes and I know you're not doing, like, it's kind of, again, but it comes down to what you said is, are they thinking, do they even think about me?
Yeah, the deeper issues is you feel like they aren't thinking about you or they don't want you or they don't love you. You're doubting the lack of trust. You're doubting that they're truly in your corner, that they care about you. So it's like you need that constant reassurance, aka a text message.
But I don't need to be blah. Like that's the thing is like I don't like to be blown up in text. Like, I can't, if my phone's going ding, 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 I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, but it's like, if it's 3-4 hours, I'm just like, huh.
That's what I'm saying. The bigger, I don't think I think you just made it sound like, I think hearing from her would be the better solution.
I think that it's also like, and she pointed this out when we had our conversation of it being time, right? During the day, I don't give a fuck. At night, something goes to my head, is she safe? Like, in this moment, and I think maybe, and I can't put that on people because I'm the type that, like, yo, if I go to a festival and we're together, because I know a lot of shit can happen at festivals, I just like to ease my partner's mind. Like, yo, I'm gonna text you, or I'm like, yo, I'm having fun, whoop, whoop, if I'm thinking about you, right? But I'm also not gonna go out at night and not talk to you for 4 hours.
There's no way. If my man went out with his friends to a festival and he didn't like, hey, babe, I'm thinking about you, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? And I get that that's needy, and I know Don's gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm gonna go to a festival and enjoy it. I'm not gonna check in with nobody. That's fine. You're gonna find a girl that matches with you. But for me and mine, if I'm at a festival, I'm gonna be thinking about my man. So my man's at a festival, he should be thinking about me.
I'm thinking about the music.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a holler. But
you can think about both.
Yeah,
I'm so with you, Don.
Yeah, no, I'm a holler.
Like, wait, no, I'm like thinking about my girlfriends and how I'm twerking.
Yeah, like I'm trying to enjoy my time.
No,
like,
but I think what it comes to for me is the consistency. Like I said, consistency. If you normally text me a certain type or way, and that changes, that's
if it's
what
out of character.
Exact. That's all it has to do with me. It's not about, like, if somebody from the jump didn't communicate regularly and that's just what it was, it would not bother me one bit.
I mean, I do think that that's also really healthy when you're first dating someone, like maybe texting here and there, but keeping the real conversation for like in person. Like just using text messages to be like very simple, like, hey, hope you have a good day, talk to you later, or hey, I'll see you Saturday at this time. But as for like serious conversations, heart to heart things, affirmations, all of that, like being either on the phone, FaceTime, or in person, like tone, I don't remember the percentage, I'm not going to say it since everyone's hating on me for the fucking weather. There's tone is a high percentage of communication. It really matters. It's a high percentage. Look it up yourself.
And also, like, it was, again, it's just getting accustomed to different people, right? Like my ex was very, I wouldn't say nonchalant. She just wasn't really like super empathetic or things like that. And sometimes that comes off like, does she even care? Like, what? You know,
is that what you hear a lot?
Oh yeah, that's
but I don't. But even for me, it throws me off because I'm like, I care deeply.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They just don't feel it because you need an acts of service, bitch. You need someone that's going to appreciate acts of service.
Yeah, because Don, you're good at acts of service.
100%.
Don, if I call Don at 11 o'clock, I'm like, bro, my car broke down. I'm 2 hours late. All right, bro, I'm getting up. I'm on the way.
And you like acts of service.
That's my favorite one too.
Yeah. And physical touch, which is what she's saying.
Mine is words of affirmation.
I'm quality time. That's like,
yeah.
That's like my numero uno.
Yeah, what is quality to you?
Quality time is like, if you came over, right, and you just spent time, we ain't even gotta do shit. Like, you just there
doing nothing together.
It don't necessarily got to be doing something. Just your presence is there.
It's there. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we doing. We could watch TV. I could be working. You could just be there doing your own thing. Like, as long as you're there, or we're spending time, like, that's.
I feel like there's so many bitches that would feel the same way. I feel like you've had not the best of luck.
No.
I feel like you've had not the best of luck.
No.
Also,
and I haven't had the best of luck.
You're very specific though. Also, she has to like Harry Potter.
That's not a.
She has to like Harry Potter.
That's a joke.
She has to like Harry Potter.
That's a joke.
What are you about to hold on, Tasha? What are you about to say about Harry Potter? Watch it now. Hey now.
That's a joke. She don't.
So you're telling me if she didn't like Harry Potter, she never saw it, you'd be cool? Because the last time we had this conversation,
we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it.
What if she's like, I don't like that shit?
But most chicks, most chicks don't like Harry Potter. They're not gonna watch Lord of the Rings. They don't like Star Wars. They don't like sci-fi shit. They're not gonna be into the nerdy shit that I'm into, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's also a bonus if they are.
Yeah. And
totally.
And I would say
when you have enough. Okay, so these are the most important things. I think is the same values. Okay, just love is not enough. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You need the same values. You need the same lifestyle, and then you also need love. So like you could be so madly in love, but one person stays out till 3 a.m. every night, whatever, drinking. Like that's not gonna work.
Mhm.
You have to have and values is like a respect thing. So if your values are, when I text, you text back. Like it doesn't even matter if you have the same interests or not. I don't have any of the same interests as my husband. Like as far as hobbies, he's so athletic, but we both like healthy is important to us. So he's athletic, I go to the gym. Do you know what I mean? We don't want, he wants to watch Star Wars, I want to watch Kardashians. We sometimes sit in separate rooms.
Facts. I'm with that.
Yeah, I do. I really
I
agree.
don't like people who are just like me. I'm not like I want to be challenged and I want to grow. Like I like my partner to expand my mind. Like that's the one thing I would say about my last relationship is that I have not looked inward this much after a relationship than I ever have in my life. And this person challenged me to say, oh shit, I don't like this part about myself. Oh, I would like to grow in this area.
I would say that you are on your path to finding a really healthy, great relationship then. Because in my opinion, dating is that, not obviously dating for the purpose of finding a partner, but the other side of that is dating, you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, bro, I learned a lot.
So much about yourself. To the point where now you know what you want in a partner, what you don't want, what you can handle, what makes you anxious. You know what I mean? Like you're taking it as a learning lesson.
Yeah. Still trying not to be a sad boy.
Just be a sad boy for a
Yeah,
little
and
bit.
challenges you, Kale, but also it just accepts you.
I mean, that
We like
challenge.
challenge. That's
acceptance.
the whole pressure thing again,
I
right?
love
We like a
accepting.
good amount of pressure, but also
I always say
someone who actually
love is
just accepts you.
bro.
Say that one more time, Don.
Love is acceptance. I always say that.
Like I want somebody to just
that-
be like, look, motherfucker, you have issues, bro. But
Well, let's figure 'em
but
out.
I rock with you. We're gonna get through this. There's gonna be some hard times, maybe, but I see how you love me. I see that you're trying to get to, to a level where this isn't a constant thing, and I believe in you.
That's
always been my case.
going
I
to
just want
happen.
to be believed in.
Yeah.
I'll be loving people for them,
Facts.
regardless of certain things. I'll be like, I love the person. Like I fuck with you because you are you.
Yeah.
Like I just can't love certain parts about you. I gotta love you in your totality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't
facts.
pick and choose what to love about you.
Facts.
Like I gotta accept the good and the bad.
And that's why my last situation, I would be like, you're perfect in how I sense, and her response would be like, but you have issues with these things. That does not take away the perfection I see, because even in those moments I'm growing, and I feel like that is perfect for me because I'm always trying to evolve. And if I'm with somebody who challenges me to evolve and be better, I'd love that shit.
I'm not even looking for perfection. I just want you to be authentic.
Jinx.
I just don't. I really feel like we're in an unhealthy space in the world. Like I don't know how it is in Canada, but in America, man, the male and female dynamic is tough because you don't the gender roles, right?
Yeah, we swear.
I think that's a LA thing as well. Like, I think that it's harder there to find grounded.
It's
And
definitely
I would guess.
amplified.
It's like I don't know.
we just swerving in each other's lane, and I think that's why I don't want to box people in, but I think that was the importance of gender roles. Even though I feel like we do need to redefine them in today's society,
Yeah.
but man, we supposed to balance each other out. And
Like, I'm sick of this.
It's too much friction.
I'm sick of this little meme. I keep saying I want to be in my soft girl era, bro. Like if you want to be soft, be soft. Don't pick and choose who you're soft with. I hate that
It's
shit.
not pick and choose. Okay, here.
I hate that. Yeah, please explain that one because I hate it.
I have to say, how do I say this? So I used to be very, I'm still very ambitious, but I used to be very like hard-headed and very like still loving, but very like in my way. And
Yeah, same.
Like I pay my own bills. I'm independent. And now I'm kind of like, I'm not going to shout that from the rooftop. Like, yes, I pay my bills still, and yes, I'm still independent. But like, I don't know, experiencing Manny, I've definitely gotten more into a
But
soft
I think
girl
it's also
era.
a choice because you said going into that, I'm just gonna be me. He's
True.
young. I'm just gonna be me.
True.
And it's like so
But
many people have been.
I would say though that that the man, I told Manny from the beginning, and we've had this conversation. It's like I'm gonna like. Usually I'm the one saying like, "Hey, let's do this," or like, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" Usually I'm like the one sliding into a dude's DM. But for this one, I was like, I kind of want to let you, like, you're gonna do the thing. You're gonna set the tone. And I said it from the beginning, and he did. So like in a way, I set the tone by telling him he was gonna set the tone. But I do think that the man does set a heavy tone when he comes in and he's like, "We're going to dinner at this time, this time, this
So,
location." Like
I
that's
think
gonna
that's
make a
where-
girl feel like
I think that's where
Chill.
I fuck females' heads up in the sense of I'm gonna set the tone in that way. Dinner, plans booked, whatever the hell. Like I even cook. Like I'm gonna make sure you're fed. Like I do both, but I'm also a very emotional man. So it's like you're getting this man that sets the plans, opens the. You never have to open the door if you're with me. Like Don hates on that, but that's what I do.
you hate on opening doors. I honestly hate that. Also, open my door.
No,
That's fine. But I think
no,
like
I open doors, but that car door, you got it. You got it.
I think that the car door thing was always such an annoying thing because a man would be like, "Well, I open doors," and I'm like, "That's bare minimum." Like, okay, cool. Whoop-de- Not to say that's you. I know you do a lot of things, but most men would be like, "Well, I open a woman's door." I'm like, that doesn't.
Yeah, my goal is to provide a sense of safety, where you feel safe and also free to be into your emotions because a lot of men aren't, and this is men are still, and the ones I work with, getting in tune with their emotions. Sometimes it's just be soft, like, and sometimes it'll allow a man to learn how to open up and be more soft. Like that's the thing. It's like you guys talk about, and not everyone. So let me sorry if you're gonna say you guys. What do you mean you guys? So a lot of women will say I'm not myself. You have to make me feel like I can be soft. No, be soft because you're gonna also teach that man that loves you how to be soft, how to dig deeper into within themselves. When they feel like she's being vulnerable with me, now when I'm vulnerable, she's accepting that and matching that and being there, then it's like now you guys can both be soft with each other in certain ways. But as a man, I'm still gonna protect you. There ain't my partner, there ain't gonna be no man that disrespects you. First off, ain't gonna happen. And if they do, they know they gotta deal with me, and they don't want to do that. Secondly, you're never gonna have to want, if I got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Soft is like not something you can just turn off and on. It's something you are. It's not
Dawn
an
said that
outfit to
today.
put on.
Dawn
It's
said
like
that today.
I just hate this whole era of people saying like just picking and choosing to do certain things. It's like you either you is or you ain't.
I feel like people are having different definitions of soft though, because I can say that there's people out there that feel like they have to have a front. And then when they feel truly safe in a relationship and there's no anxiety,
Exactly.
there's the trust there.
Girls,
you can
yeah.
let that guard down. You can be vulnerable. You can not be so anxious and stressed out and bark at your man all the time. I think that's what...
They just don't want to get taken advantage of. That's it. That's it.
Which is also another, in my thing, an LA thing. You have to think, yes, there's good men, but also there's bad men in the same sense that there's great women and then there's not great women. And
Are there great women?
there's two of us right here.
They're
Both
100% is.
Both take it.
Like, here-
Well, you didn't say
take it.
single great
I
women. You said
Yeah,
great.
there you go. What'd you say, Tasha?
How you said that you want to be like that safe space. Until you trust yourself, you literally can't be. Like women won't see you as a safe space until you can trust yourself in space. Give yourself that, like,
why are you beefing me,
that's
Tasha?
not your vibration yet.
So what's my
But also, I will say that there's going to be women that can create a safe space for you also. And that's going to help you, like you just fucking said. A woman being soft is going to encourage a man to be soft. And I think we're saying soft, but we're saying like safe and content and comfortable.
Do they create a safe
Yeah,
space?
your one Phil, is that you can be open very verbally, and that can create safety.
Did you see
like
what I
you
post-
have no problem saying your feelings?
Did you see what I
So
posted
that's-
yesterday by Music Soul Child? What he said about
No.
men? Can I put it on? Was it playing in the headphones or was it playing through the speaker?
To the speaker.
So Don sent me this, and I'm gonna play it because this was amazing. I want you to listen. It's what Music Soul Child said about Safety.
Because being a man, especially being a black man, but being a
Oh,
man,
let's get into it.
you know, in this country, you know, there's a lot of spaces that are not safe for us, you know, and relationships tend to be one of them, you know, and I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't.
Because you figure that you should find peace with this person, but it's challenging to find peace with a person that don't even understand who and what you are, and they want you to be like them.
And they don't understand peace either.
Yeah.
Or they want you to be who they want for themselves without fully accepting you.
So
It is
it's
very,
not even
like,
about you at all.
I think because
Meanwhile,
we're men,
you're making everything
women
about
don't
them.
grasp the concept of like, I want to be able to bear everything because I know how I have to be out here in these streets. I can't, in the business we work in, music, you got to be a dog. You're not going to be able to get nothing by just being soft. So I got to be hard all the time with everybody else. I want to be the most vulnerable state. I want to be able to have sporadic moments as long as they don't get to points of violence and disrespect. I want to be able to just have a bad fucking day and have a meltdown and my partner's like, I got you.
Okay. Here, big thing. I think what you're talking about is the phase after the honeymoon phase. And I think the issue is maybe you're going into dating wanting that from the get-go, which nothing wrong with that. But that's a lot of weight and a lot of vulnerability to expect from anyone and to expect from yourself right when you meet someone. Earlier, she had said, you know, having like a fun healing. Focus on like healing that's fun. And I think for when I speak for me and Manny, we just had hella fun in the beginning. And from then it built into a safe space that we could be vulnerable. But it didn't like start off kind of like about the bitch that got in the car. What do you do for a job? Do you live by yourself? What do you have this? From a mental standpoint, when you go on a date with someone and you're getting to know someone, it's like, are they self-aware? Are they triggered? Are they struggling with anxious? What's their what's their attachment style? What, you know what I mean? Like those things are nice to know, but maybe not like right away. Like just focus on like learning about someone and having fun.
Totally.
So like less.
And it
heavy.
can happen. Like you can get to that comfort quickly, but it's probably not going to be super deep right away. I mean, some people might. Like okay, so my husband, after we had our first sleepover, I literally just didn't go home. So we just moved in right away.
Oh shit.
I didn't know that's what was happening. I just slept over and then I slept over again and then I slept over again. It's like
that's how one of my best friends,
just
that's how he did his wife. He got her
just meant to
apartment and he
be.
moved in and never left.
I feel like for Manny and I, that was very similar. He wouldn't stay over every night. He worked nights, but he did move in pretty fast.
Oh, you guys live together?
And
Oh,
I
yeah, he
never
moved in
had
a
a
while ago.
list.
Oh, wow.
I never had a list. I knew I wanted him to have a job and a vehicle. Like, God, I had some standards. But I didn't have like this whole like checklist. I was just winging it. And I broke every rule. Like, I texted him right away. I didn't make him chase me. I didn't wait 3 days to text back. The second date, I drove 8 hours to see him. Like, who cares?
You know, it's so funny because I was saying this. The guy that I was talking to before I met Manny was 40, and I had a list. I was like, this amount of money. He had like Airbnbs and stuff, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna expect this. And for our first date, he was gonna take me to this like jazz spot, and then last minute he changed it to some like not nice. It was a nice restaurant. Like consider like Olive Garden in comparison to like Mastro's. Like don't invite me to Mastro's and then take me to Olive Garden. That's where I was like, okay. So I declined. I said, never mind, I don't want to go. Next day I meet Manny and he's like, hey, do you want to go to the Strawberry Festival? And I was like, yeah, sure. Do you want to come over first? I'll make you some dinner and a margarita. Like totally different expectations. Like very like, oh, let me do something for you versus the other guy. I'm like, oh, you want to take me to Olive Garden? Fuck you.
You were just being
it's just
easy
different.
to love.
I would love for somebody to come over and I can cook for them.
Facts.
Why don't
Even that's
I mean, what
so
if you
cute.
what if you just like went full vulnerable status and
I
just
told you,
anyone
it's
you're
hard.
interested in be like, yo, come over and let me cook for you. Let's just
Oh,
have fun.
I told you, it's hard to get past step one. Just to text somebody or call somebody just to get, you know what I mean? Just to
So just
set
do
up
it.
something.
Don doesn't want to have to. Don
you
doesn't
don't.
want to have to feel like he's doing too much.
No, I've literally done it and it's just, nigga, I can't. It's weird.
No,
Okay,
I'm
we
saying
need-
no,
John,
not
we need
you,
a
but you
text
don't
strategy.
I know. I was like, can I
We
play
need a
Cupid?
texting strategy. Tell me the problem again. So you first meet a girl and you think she's hot and you need a text to like get her in your pocket?
No, like I can text, or either they don't text back, or the communication is spotty, or they act like they ain't got no time for you, or just something that like I said, it's hard. It's hard to get past level 1.
Yeah. Then will you just go next faster?
I was going to say the same thing.
But it's
Like-
Don don't like that many people, so it's hard for him to do that.
But it be the same shit.
I've told you it's the women you're choosing.
They have to like Harry Potter. I'm being dramatic. I'm just saying the women you look for are typically fit a particular.
I think Don more than myself. Even I mean, well, I'm definitely a visual creature, but I think Don it has to be something that. I don't know because I can't.
Dawn, your soulmate's younger than you.
Ooh.
And she's kind of innocent. That's what I feel. She's younger than you.
I think
she's
he needs an
innocent.
anime nerd. I really think Don needs a bad anime nerd.
Because you like baddies, but I feel like there could be a baddie in a different way.
Bro, there are anime nerds
like
that are
baddies?
bad, bro.
But not like
your
the
soulmate is
typical
not a
LA
baddie.
club baddie.
I can see her right now.
I think
very
Don
clearly.
needs a gamer. I really think he needs a female gamer that's gonna stay at home, kick it with you, play her games while you're watching your shows.
True, you just bring her a sandwich and her acts of service self is like, thank you so much, I feel loved. That's all I need from you today.
Bro. Y'all can go to Comic-Con together.
She's probably going to like Harry Potter.
If there's any bad anime chicks out there listening,
All that sounds good.
slide
in theory.
Don's DM.
Yeah, they open.
They are
DMs is open.
So, first off, I think we should do. What are you doing next week, and what's your husband doing?
Ooh.
I don't know. That's too far ahead.
Well, at first
Probably.
you did. No, I'm saying next Wednesday.
Oh, no, I'm not. Nothing at 8 p.m. No plans. Sleeping.
I think we should run it back.
Pretty cool.
I think I would love to have your dynamic on here, and we should run it back because we don't have a guest for next week. And it's right before Coachella. I leave next day. You feel me? Because I feel like I want to get more into like,
My husband will 100% not come on.
you won't?
No, he 100%.
Honestly, I kinda like
He's not
that.
on camera.
I like that.
I
Well,
know
will you
when
join
I
us
can
again
push.
next week, and we can talk more about stuff? I like having you and Jen on
I
here
totally
together.
think I should come on again. I do have to get off the call here pretty quick,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
100%
no worries.
I would love to come on again.
Yeah, that's cool. I know. I feel like I like you. It's nice having you here.
Well, we'll definitely tap in on that. Before you go and before we wrap up, because we are actually going to wrap up too. What would be your advice for all three of us, and what do you feel like our path should be from today moving forward? What are you reading? What are you getting from us?
This is my spiritual hotness love homework for you.
Ooh, I like
Kale,
that.
for you to not focus on don't focus on love, focus on spiritual commitment to yourself. So fun healing, Reiki, hikes. If you were to do something with a girl, it should be like a hike or a picnic, and like don't go into deep convo.
Not
Like
a therapy
just let
session.
it practice being the already healed version of you.
Okay.
Okay. Jenna, like, wear something salty. I literally see like a really good push-up bra and like
Thanks.
do a dance in the push-up bra in the outfit with your partner
Ooh, okay. I'm here for that. Done.
with Baba Boom hair.
Oh, you haven't
For
seen
some
my hair
reason, I
today,
feel
but-
like he hasn't seen you at your hottest yet, like your ultimate hottest, like your fully done up hottest.
Okay.
And then Dawn,
Good homework for me. Sorry for y'all.
don't second guess who you are. Your motto is consistency is hot. Consistency is hot. Consistency is hot. And exactly what you're craving from a woman, give yourself. So if you're craving her to respond back, respond to yourself. If you're craving her to say something, say it to yourself. If you're craving her to accept you, accept yourself. If you're, this is a good one. If you want faster responses, when you have an urge or a feeling, you need to respond faster.
Ooh.
So you're being patchy somewhere.
I think that was really good for you.
I should make this record today. Did you make the record yet? Nah.
I'm always on top of my shit.
Bro, there's times where
She's not saying that you're not talking. She's saying that when you feel like...
Feel it, do it.
Like you have an urge to text a girl, you do it immediately. And when you are in that energy, you're going to find people who match that energy.
Yeah, like just
I
shoot
do.
the gun.
I do that. No, I do. Like I never second guess myself.
Continue,
like
then continue to do it.
That's your homework.
Yeah, continue to do it.
Tell yourself
Like
consistency. You tell yourself consistency is
even
hot?
if it's...
do I what?
Do you
Yeah,
tell
like
yourself
even if it's,
consistency
I should
is
go to
hot?
the
Like, in
gym
your head?
today.
Like she's saying, like don't double question. Just
I
like
don't-
shoot for it.
Okay.
Because there are parts of there are parts of you where you'll say you need to do something and then
Yeah, like
later you won't.
you'll question yourself out of something. I mean, to go
Or
off what she's saying too, like if you're the idea of like waiting to hear back from a girl, I don't know, just be like, yo, I'm waiting to hear back from you. I really want to hear from you. Whatever you want to say. You know what I mean?
I literally do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, since Don wants to be Don and his stubbornness,
It's not stubborn. I'm telling you what I do.
okay.
Okay, well,
All right, I'm gonna call you out next time on it.
We'll do this.
If you would like to, if you have to go, you'd have to. I'm just gonna open up my birthday gifts, but before I do that, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we actually
you,
have
guys.
Tasha back next week because I would love to go deeper. And then now that we've actually built our bond and see how our chemistry is with each other, we can actually DM each other and talk about some topics we want to talk about. I actually wanted to do a psychic reading on us all.
Oh fuck.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, so thank you, Making It Media, once again. Tasha, tell people where they can find you at, please.
My Instagram is at Tash Wall Fit, and my website is tashawall.com.
Yes, and Don, let them know where they can find all your stuff at.
At Don City.
Ooh, that profile photo. Yes.
She's creeping on you right now. And Jenna, where can they find you?
Actually, I'm gonna give you my photography one because I'm doing Mother's Day mini sessions. Jenna Norman Photography.
All right, and then obviously Making It Media, Rob Valletta, check him out. Their show is doing great. Oh my God, of course. And I'm glad you stayed on. So my birthday gift from Jenna.
Oh yeah.
Some cards. It says Healing Edition. It says Self-Reflection Edition. And then on the back of it says Self-Awareness Starts with Self-Reflection. Make your mind a good place to be. So
We're Not Really Strangers. I have all of their card decks. They have like couples ones. They have rated R ones. They have friends and family ones. Like,
yo, this is hard.
Dope ass. I love that brand.
Bye, Tasha. So this is hard. It is. I'm proud of the progress you're making. And the reminder, this is dope. I'm actually.
It's really good.
Yeah. So
it's cool too because eventually, then like I love what she was saying, like with the idea of having fun in the beginning and like you focusing on fun, but also those are really like just cool little quick things you can just either read for yourself or you can like go over with someone.
Yeah.
And it's like not as heavy. I mean, the answers can be heavy, but it's not like you're coming up with it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about this journey that I'm about to take on, like really just diving into switching my energy and putting it into things of not just healing, because there's obviously areas, but also just finding out what makes me happy again, because I've lost what makes me happy. Just kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, guys, before we go, I need one more birthday gift from you, Jenna. I need you to sing me happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm for real. I will slice your tires. Sing you happy birthday.
Like an actual. Yes. I'm not gonna sing you happy birthday right now.
Just sing me a little bit of it, please.
No, that's
It would
so
be the
weird. You're
best.
putting me on spot. It's not even. It's like the worst song to sing too.
Wow. Please.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you're just gonna sing it like you can't sing. All right. See.
And this is where you like insert crickets.
Wow. All right. So this is how much Jenna loves me. I told you guys she hates us.
I literally brought you.
She brought me cards and cookies
and some like good ass cards.
So she wants to give me diabetes and have me cry all night. And all I asked for was a song. Just 5 seconds.
Who's the extra one?
Just 5 seconds of just happy birthday in your best voice. Just 5 seconds. That would make my life right now.
I hate you.
Damn, on camera.
I know, and it's such a shitty song. Like the only song I can think, like the version is like Michael Jackson's version.
All right,
it's
well
like
then
poppy.
sing for me. The first couple of bars of Erykah Badu's "On and On."
Obviously, all I can hear in my mind is the dun 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 dun. Which is better than anything I can sing for you.
So that's what we're doing. All right, you guys remember this?
Okay. It could all be so simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's like your song right now.
Yep, go ahead. It's not. Go ahead.
But you'd rather. It's too high. Make it high. That's all I got.
Loving you what? Loving you?
Loving you is like a battle?
Mm-hmm.
Loving you. It's too high. I can't sing it. I tried. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the efforts. Thank you. Jenna does love us. Thank you guys. And we out. We appreciate y'all.
Peace.
See y'all next week.